Hello and welcome back to this video, and in this video what we will be doing is that we'll be seeing how to install your PHP MySql and Apache on your local system. So basically what we are going to do is we are going to set up your development environment on your Windows machine. So let's see what are the requirements to set up the development environment. There are three components that will be required to run your PHP application. That will be PHP parser, then up your Apache web server and your MySQL database. So PHP parser is the engine that runs and compiles your PHP code, and your application is served over a web server, over a URL. So the Apache web server will be serving your applications from your local system. When I say so, it does mean that we'll be setting up a local server sitting within your laptop or desktop. So your same system will be acting as a server as well as a client at the same time. MySQL database will be using to store data that we'll be using in a later stage of this tutorial to develop dynamic PHP applications. So there are basically two ways to proceed with the setup of the development environment. The first is to individually install your individual components, that is the PHP, Apache and MySQL. But that would be a very tedious process for beginners, so we suggest we go with a AMP package, which is just like a one-click installer for Windows. So it will install all the requisite components to run your PHP application on your local machine. So let's go to Google and type XAMPP. You can even install XAMPP, but I'll prefer XAMPP because it is cross-platform. So XAMPP actually stands for cross-platform. That is the same installer package can be installed on Windows or Mac or Linux. A stands for Apache, M for MySQL, P for PHP and P for PIA. So all you have to do is go and choose any of these versions of PHP that you would like to run on your local system. I will go ahead with PHP 7.2 and let's download this. So this will start downloading the installer on your local system. I have already downloaded. So let's go to the downloads folder, and you see this download is in progress. I will not use this one. So I've already downloaded this installer. So what I'll do is that I'll click on this install, initiate the installation process. So when I initiate this installation process, I get a couple of prompts which I will accept. And let's close off this and let's see how it goes. So this will open up a installation window, and all that we need to do is so we will get a prompt like this. Just click on this and then you will get the installation wizard. Just follow through the steps. No need to change any of these settings. Just keep them as is. Proceed and start. Just click on next and check this. Click on next and this starts the installation process. So now my installation is finished, and once it is finished, I'll get a prompt from the Windows firewall asking to allow HTTP through the firewall. So just allow the access. Once this is done, just click on finish. You may also get a prompt for the MySQL server. In the meanwhile, when you get this window, it is for language selection. Just follow with the default settings and click on save. This shows up the control panel from where you are going to control the operations of your both server, that is Apache, that is your web server, and MySQL, that is your database server. So from here you have to first start these two servers. So it has to be noted that once you have clicked on start, Apache should be highlighted in green. That means your server has been started and is working fine, and the associated ports which are listening to Apache are 80 for HTTP and 443 for the HTTPS protocol. Similarly, we will go and start MySQL server, and a port will be assigned, and when we start this, as I said before, you'll get a prompt from the firewall to allow the access to this server. So you can see that the service has been started successfully for both these servers, and MySQL is listening to 3306 port number. In case if you have issues with the port, there may be scenarios where your other applications are already listening on port 80, which is default port for Apache, or 3306 for MySQL. In that case, you can go into config and change Apache server. So you can easily go in and change the default port number here. So something, say 8080, save this file, go back and attempt to restart. This in case due to any reason your default port is engaged by some other application. So this is one way. Other way is that if your application is not that necessary, then you can uninstall that application so that that particular port is freed up and your Apache can start successfully over the freed up port, which is 80. So remember, Apache's default port is 80, although it can be changed as per your choice, and MySQL default port is 3306. So now let's go and see if my development environment is successfully set up and running. So we'll go to the default landing page that is provided by this setup, which you can reach with admin. Just click on admin and it will open up localhost/dashboard. So this is the exam default page that appears after your whole setup is successfully completed. And in order to see if PHP and all the requisites for your development environment are properly installed, you can just go to PHP info. That will open up a .php file. This means that your PHP parser is successfully installed because it is able to run your .php file. And this page actually reflects all the configuration variables that has been by default installed by the application. On a later stage, if you want to go in and check or tweak your default settings, this is the page where you can come and have a look at all the settings for PHP, Apache and MySQL. You also get a tool for your database administration. It's a web-based tool which is called PHP MyAdmin, which can be accessed from here. So localhost/PHP MyAdmin will give you this interface from where you can create your databases and manage your databases. As we go through the different tutorials, you will also get used to these tools, how to use these tools to create tables and run your queries and see your data stored in the tables and stuff like that. Okay friends, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.